Welcome. This is Back to the Bins. I'm your host, Mr. B. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back, and if you're new here, thanks so much for stopping by. This is a comic book collecting channel, and I'm a comic collector. These Sunday videos are intended to showcase the books I picked up this past week at my local comic shop. I've got a pull list, so I'm pretty familiar with what's happening in comics today. I love digging through the dollar bins, and I love digging through the back issue bins. So, if that sounds interesting to you, and you'd like to join me on my journey back to the bins, why don't you take a look over here, and I'll show you what I picked up. Alright, and like I said, these are the books I picked up this past week at my local comic shop, 204 Comics in Winnipeg, and as per usual, we start in alphabetical order, and that takes us to Marvel Comics, and All-New Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider #1. This is the J. Scott Campbell Just Spectacular Collection variant. These are super awesome. I love this look. Beautiful colors. I didn't really need a new #1 when it comes to Spider-Gwen. I was enjoying the previous series, but they make interesting decisions over at Marvel and the comic world in general. But here we are with a new #1. I'm excited for it. I have really fallen in love with Spider-Gwen. She's one of my favorite characters. I really, really love just her antics, the way she acts, all of that. Lots and lots of fun, and I hope that this is a great comic. Really looking forward to this. Perhaps contender for cover of the year just because of how beautiful this truly is. Great color. Absolutely spectacular. Over to DC. Here we have another really awesome variant cover. This is Batman Superman World's Finest, #42, the Michael Cho variant. I told you a while back that I'd really fallen in love with Michael Cho's work, trying to collect it wherever I can, and I just couldn't say no to this great variant. You got Batman, Robin, and Superman. You couldn't ask for much more. Very, very cool. There's a number of these Michael Cho variants coming down the pipeline for DC, so you'll probably see more if you continue to watch. Super, super awesome. Keeping with DC and Batman, here we have Batman and Robin Year 1. This is issue #10. This is the Chris Samnee A cover. Love Chris Samnee. Collect all of his A covers. Really love this book too. Are you reading it? Do you care? I think this is superb. I love the interiors. I love the story. And there's always great covers. Super cool. Where there's one, there's two. Here we have Batman and Robin Year 1, issue #10. But this time, the Dan Mora variant. I really love the way Robin... Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I guess I'm interested in an art style that looks slightly retro. And I really think it's pulled off with Robin. There's a real retro vibe to this. And why should there not be? It's super fun. Love these colors. Who doesn't love Dan Mora's work? I want to say contender for cover of the year because it's a pretty cover. Oh yeah, another new #1 over at Marvel. Here we have Black Cat #1. And this is the Derrick Chew variant. Black Cat dressed up as Spider-Man. Spider-Cat, maybe? Black Spider? I don't know. But I love that. Derrick Chew's got a certain style that I really, really love to look at. Very visual, which is a contradiction and also a no-brainer. There's something about the look and style that I really love. It's beautiful, and I can't resist a Spider-Man homage in this regard. Super fun. But of course, J. Scott Campbell decided he was going to do something too this week. So here we have Black Cat #1, the J. Scott Campbell Just Spectacular Collection variant. Once again, it's the kind of suit, the kind of illustration, the kind of cover where you can hear this suit a-squeaking, and I'm here for it. Beautiful imagery, absolutely fun, super cool. And over to the independent section of your LCS. Here we have Darkwing Duck issue #5. This is the Mark Bagley variant, and I've told you before, been waiting for this issue because this is the last issue that Mark Bagley is going to be doing the covers for. So there, in turn, I am also ending my collecting of this particular run. It's been a lot of fun, very reminiscent of the cartoon and all of those 90s Disney cartoons. This is really cool, but I wanted the Bagley covers and now I'm done. Back over to DC, here we've got a milestone issue. We got Batman Detective Comics issue 1100, and this is the Bill Sienkiewicz variant cover. Love that art style. It's Batman like etched in stone. 1100 issues. I mean, what a milestone indeed. And there's a number of Batman affiliated comics coming out with milestone issues. So we're trying to get a lot of those, and here we have finished one. Love that. Back over to the independent section. Here we have Escape, and this is Escape number 1. That's a Daniel Acuna A cover. This is a World War II story that involves, I guess, bears, animals that act like people, maybe? I would guess. I'm very curious. I saw a lot of really great reviews about this issue on League of Comic Geeks. I love a good World War II story, and I'm curious where something this fantastical is going to go, so looking forward to reading that. Did you pull that this week too? And in keeping with Image Comics, here we have Ghost Pepper. This is issue number 2. We got another Derrick Chew variant. Very cool. Have yet to read issue 1, but I'm looking forward to it. This was issue 1 was kind of a impulse pull, sort of last minute, and here I'm now going to collect this series because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And if anything, these covers are looking to be quite amazing throughout. So very fun. Back over to DC. Here we have another number 1. This is Justice League Red, issue number 1, the Christian Ward variant. Really just collecting this for the cover because I think Deadman is a cool looking character, and I love this sort of cosmic look of this cover. I had to kind of get it as a collector of covers. What's not to love? Very neat. Back over to the independent section of your local comic shop from Dark Horse. Here's a really fun series. This is Los Monstruos, and this is issue number 4. This is the Jesus Marino A cover. Actually, there were no variant covers for this particular issue. A lot of fun. Horror meets film noir. A city completely filled with all the monsters of anybody's imagination. They live like regular folk, but they sort of have their own area, and there's also some hard-boiled mystery going on. Why not, right? Back over to Marvel. Couldn't say no to this. This looked like a lot of fun. Here we have Marvel All-on-One, issue number 1. This is the Sean Galloway Saturday Morning variants. And there are a lot of really cool covers for this, I guess, one-off book. But I've seen illustrations like this before and have always really liked them. And I thought, this is just a collection of some of my favorites. So why not have this? This looks like a lot of fun. Definitely read the comic because, you know, a nice one-shot is always fun. And with this cover, it's like 2 mints in one. And in keeping with Marvel, here we've got some Star Wars. This is issue number 4. This is the Phil Noto A cover. I've been liking this book, but you know, I don't know how much further I'm going to go with it. I think I prefer the films over the books, even though sometimes the book, if we're talking about the adaptation I just recently finished reading, then they're better. But I don't know. I guess I don't feel either way, and that's kind of problematic, right? So it's probably best to walk away. And back over to DC, absolutely amazing looking cover. I love the colors. I have been just collecting this run for the covers, but we'll see what happens. I'll probably end up reading it. This is Superman Unlimited, issue number 4. This is the Robbie Rodriguez variant, and I was going to collect 5 issues, but issue number 6 has got a pretty cool variant that I want to get, so maybe we'll stop it at 6, maybe we'll decide to go for 10, I'm not too sure, but I love the action, the color, all of that. It's kind of a derpy-looking Superman, and I'm okay with that too, because, you know, there's a lot of different ways you can look at Clark Kent and Superman, and this is just a fun, sort of cartoony way. I like it. And back over to the independent section of your local comic shop. Here we have They Choose Violence. This is issue number 3, the Chris Ferguson variant. Been doing all of these kind of blaxploitation film homage variants. I'm here for that. It's reminiscent of all the Tarantino stuff, etc., etc. I love it. I love these types of themes. Haven't read issue 1 yet. I've got a large stack of books I need to read, and I do them in the way I get them order. So, you know, I got a ways to go, but I'm getting close, especially if I've already collected 3 issues and haven't read 1. Number 1 has got to be around the corner. But I'm super thrilled, and I can't wait to get all of these, because I'm sure this is a limited series. I can't wait to see how they all sort of fit together with all of the homages that have been done. Super, super neat. Well, there you have it, folks. That's everything. So how about we get back to the real world, shall we? Well, that was a great stack of books. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw, and if you did, why don't you like, comment, and subscribe? It really helps to build the channel, and I'd love to develop a community of people who just really love comics. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you next week, and until then, remember, comics are good.